Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 16th to the 31st, 2020 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be linked and located in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Taurus, December 2020. Taurus, December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Taurus. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels, this one, and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This one too, okay. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels. Fantastic. And let's see what your chakra energy is like for this time. Taurus, December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Taurus. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This one, yes. Okay, guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Let's start here with the Earth Star Chakra. This is located 6 inches below your feet. This is grounding. So during this time, the stabilizing factors are going to be so important. And also focusing on your roots, not the roots of like what you were born into or anything like that, but that's also going to be important. But here it's like the roots of who you are. It's like, this is the core of me. This is the root of me. This is the power that is me. And also there's going to be a rooted sense of self during this time that's going to be very, very important. And then we have the inner child with the heart chakra. And we'll see how these all equate to the tarot. And you have peace with the crown chakra. So on the left-hand side here, you have your inner self. The middle, you have your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So we start off with the Death card, Scorpio energy, time frame October 23rd to November 21st. Then you have the Ten of Pentacles. You have the Star, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then you have the Three of Wands. You have yourself shining through as a knight. You have the Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the Six of Cups. You have the High Priestess. And you have the Hierophant. So you are rooted in your inner self during this time. So that's absolutely awesome. That's you represented in the Major Arcana by the Hierophant. We have Temperance here. Sagittarius energy, time frame November 22nd to December 21st. Then we have the Knight of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You have the Eight of Cups, and you have the Hermit. Awesome. Now let's look at the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will be aiding Taurus, December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Taurus? Who are the people who will be aiding Taurus, December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Taurus? Who are the people who will be aiding Taurus, December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Taurus? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This person doesn't have to be relegated to being a water sign energy. This is a person who knows, I rule only my life. The only person I have control over is me. And that's going to be something here, Taurus, that you're really impressed with. Because it's not going to be, what I can get from everybody else. It's not going to be, anything like that. It's going to be, how do I move forward in my truth, in my power, in my understanding? And this person exemplifies that. Now, this can be a person who inspires you through any form of media. This could be a person that you know, but there's a powerful sense of, this is me. This is who I am. And they might have a very big dog that kind of sits behind them or guards over them, or that they're just very close to. But there is a sense of, I understand my heart, my soul, myself. And that's going to be so powerful for you, Taurus, because even though people sit there and they think, oh, Taurus, you can kind of take a lick and keep on ticking. You're strong, you're steadfast, you go after what it is that you want, nothing really bothers you. That's couldn't be further from the truth. You are very strong, you are very capable, and if you believe you have a job to do and you know that it needs to be done, you will do it, and you will do it to the highest extent of your ability. But you are very sensitive. You like things to be beautiful around you. You like things to be calm. And even if things are messy, you like a sense of calm and peace and tranquility. If you don't have that, you tend to shut down. So during this time, it's like that sense of inner love, inner joy, inner passion, inner beauty is just so absolutely important to you. You're going to be very drawn to it. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, you have a Virgo here, and of course you have Taurus here. This is a person who looks at what it is that they want, what it is that they desire from life. They see things differently than other people do. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It means that it's different. And that's going to be something that is very intriguing to you, because you like to see the connections in things. You like to see the puzzles. You like to see the theories. They're all so important to you. And you like to have this interconnectedness with all that you are viewing, all that you are taking in, all that is becoming a part of you. And so here with the Princess of Pentacles, this person helps you make connections you wouldn't normally have made. This person helps you see things you wouldn't normally have seen. And it's like, oh my goodness, I get it. Oh my goodness, I see it. It's like, oh, wow. And then you have the Princess of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But again, it doesn't have to be relegated to a water sign energy. This is a person who feels deeply, powerfully, and profoundly. This is a person, just as with the Princess of Pentacles, who can come across as being a young energy, a young soul. No, it's not a young soul. Spirit's saying, no, wait, they're not young souls. It's that they're not going to be restrained the same way that others are. So people might view them as being young, but there's this vibration to their energy. There's this sense of, yes, I've seen things. Okay, if this person is older, I've seen things, I've gone through things, but I'm not going to let that steal away my happiness. And that's going to be a part of you during this time, Taurus, that is just so loves that, just so wants that sense of, this is my power, this is my truth, this is who I am. Because you're seeing things, like the veil is lifted from the eyes, okay? It's almost like at times the rose is off the bloom, which means that, you know, you're not as enchanted with things as you once were, which can be very, very sad. You might sit there and think, oh, well, it's lost that beauty. I've lost that beauty in this life. And the fact of the matter is, you haven't. You haven't. It's just transforming. It's transforming into what's truly important to you, what it is that you truly want. And I mean, Spirit's saying, like, I hate to say it, but it's time to focus on you. And why Spirit is saying that is that, like, they hate to say it because they know the good you can do for others, and they know the power and the all that you give. But now it's time to focus on, what is it that you want as you move forward? What is it that you desire as you embrace your life? And so here, it's that grounding element, right? It's the Earth Star Chakra, it is the Heart Chakra, and it is the Crown Chakra. The Earth Star Chakra is saying, what are your roots? Okay? Because you have a sense of prosperity really guiding you, but you also have a really powerful ending here that is rebalancing you, recalibrating you as you move forward. You're looking at things and you're seeing things a lot differently. You're judging things a lot differently than you once had. And you're like, well, where is my power? Where is my blessing? Where is my truth? What is it that I desire? Where is it that I need to be? And the grounding of the Earth Star Chakra is like, what am I planting my roots in? Am I planting my roots in soil that won't sustain me? Am I planting my roots in power, in understanding, in richness, and in soil that will sustain me? How am I growing? And there's a thing here, because when we're talking about grounding and when we're talking about roots and trees, we almost think that we want things to be as easy and as, you know, kind of pleasant going as humanly possible. And that's what we want with our lives too, right? We want things to be as easy and pleasant as humanly possible. And if they could be like that for our whole entire life, it would be gorgeous. But there is, and I forget where it was, they've built this, it's like a diorama. It's like they built this mini world, and they wanted to see how they could improve the environment by studying it in a very controlled way. So they built this little world with plants and with, you know, everything like that. And they found the trees there grew super, super fast, but they fell down. Why? Because there was no wind. It didn't have any wind. So there's no hardship for that bark to strengthen itself against. And so there was no time for the roots to go deep, for the grounding to be secure, because there weren't the struggles, there weren't the hardships. And that's what we're seeing here with the grounding. You might sit there and say, Dane, I don't want to be grounded in struggles and hardships and disappointments and pain. But there is a sense of knowing exactly what you don't like, exactly what you don't want. And that's really powerful, because a lot of the time in our world we say, oh, well, just follow your bliss, you know, embrace what you love. But it's really hard at times to figure out what you love. It's kind of a lot easier to say, well, I don't like that, and I'm not doing that, you know, type of thing. So here it's like, embrace that. Embrace knowing what you don't want. Embrace seeing what is just too much for you. And embrace the understanding of those hardships, because with the inner child, with the heart chakra, you are embracing love. You are opening up your arms to the child that you once were, and you are saying, I love you. Visualize that. Just visualize opening up your arms and having the child you once were run into your arms and saying, I love you. I will always be there for you. I will always protect you. I will always listen to you. I love you. That becomes powerful. And that fills your heart. And it brings you to peace. It brings you to the crown chakra of peace. It brings you to being crowned in peace. And that's what you want during this time. And that's what you want for your life, period. For a lot of you Taurians, you're like, I'm done with the nonsense. I'm done with the bull. I want the peace. I want the security. I want the blessings and the joy and the happiness and the sense of, and that's what you're going after. Crowning yourself with peace. Visualizing, putting a crown upon your head of peace, of harmony, of connection. It's going to be so good for you. It's going to be so cleansing, so cathartic to walk in a crown of peace, to walk crowned with peace. Because you have the death card here. And the death card is a dying away of the old self and a rebirth of the new. And it's not always, when people see the death card, they go, oh no. But here's the thing. Are you the same person you were when you were 5? Absolutely not. Are you the same person 10, 15, 20? We can go on and on and on. No, you're not. The death card is what we experience within our lives. There are moments of extreme pleasure in life, and there are moments of extreme anger and upset and disappointment and heartbreak and pain and just sorrow. And that transforms us. And so here's the thing. No life is without sorrow. No life is not touched with grief. And so here with the death card, it's like it's the great equalizer. The fact that life is, and nobody can be protected from what life is. They can be shielded, and you see those people who never had a hard day in their lives, and they're kind of bratty and spoiled. And then you see the people who have been struggling and struggling and struggling, and are angry and upset and feel so discouraged. And it's like, okay, well, how do you not become a spoiled person if you get everything that you want? Because, some of us would be like, most of us would be like, I'd really like to try that. I'd really like to just get everything that I want all the time and life to be really easy. And I promise I won't be spoiled, right? But on the other hand, it's like, how do you keep on fighting? How do you keep on handling the adversities without being broken? You rise again. You see that wind has strengthened you. And it's not saying that it's going to be nice, and it's not saying that it's going to be easy, and it's not saying that you're going to appreciate it when you're in it at all. And it might take decades down the road to be like, oh, that was a pivotal moment. That was a life-changing moment for me. And so as you see that for yourself, you're like, I see my truth. I see my power. I see my understanding. And that just elevates you. It elevates you because you're embracing this transformation. You're embracing this walking between worlds, walking between the logical world, okay, the earthly world and the spiritual world. And you're finding that as you go on this journey of life, you will not be the same person. And as you embrace this, that is where the wealth comes in. It's like, I will not be the same person. I will be transforming. I will be, rising. And it brings you to the 10 of Pentacles. It brings you to wealth and prosperity and bounty and beauty coming forward. And it's like, this is what I've been working towards. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is the passion, the power, the brilliance, and the bounty that is me. And this is wealth that lasts for generations. This is when you learn your truth and you walk in your truth. People can't help but being inspired by it, by learning from it, kind of remembering you when you leave the room. It's like, wow, that person really has something going on. And you've completed a cycle when it comes to money. And it has been lessons hard won, okay? Lessons hard earned. And it leads you then to a prosperity that builds you forward. It doesn't mean that the generations have to be that you leave this big inheritance. You don't have to do that at all. But it means that you move forward in this passion, in this power, in this brilliance, in this understanding, and it radiates outward. People see it, and it brings you to the stars. It brings you to the highest form of man's perfection. It brings you to looking at the beauty and the power and the serenity and the abundance of life. It brings you to a place of saying, I'm awed and I'm humbled by the expanse of what's above me. Have you ever sat out under the stars, without all the light pollution and just looked up and you feel so small? Could you imagine that's how our ancestors felt? The lights, the sun went down, the candles, came on, or the, fire pits were lit and everything like that. But the sky was vast and it was above. And so here, and even earlier, you have the little fire pit, but you had the scouts being out there and everything like that. So with the star, these are the humbling moments when we realize that there is vastness out there, so much greater than our comprehension. And this is when we start to say, what do I really want from my life? What do I really want from my soul and from myself? And what do I need to move me forward? And what is important? You might see this as, kind of like, it could manifest itself if you start thinking way too much. It's like kind of an existential crisis where it's like, what is the meaning of it all? The meaning is to embrace your soul. And what does that mean? Because it's so abstract. But to embrace your soul, to see that the stars guide, that there is truth written in the stars and there are secrets above. And those secrets are driven by the divine. So it's looking up and it's saying there's power and there's brilliance and there is purpose here in the sphere above me. And I embrace it. And divinity starts to see what your soul desires, what you long for. And that desire is brought to the forefront. That desire. Now, the way divinity brings us our gifts and brings us our blessings, we might not sit there and think like, oh, wow, that's a blessing. Thank you so much. That was so nicely given. It's like it starts making it so that this passion, this way of being, what your soul longs for, and it's not a new car and it's not a fancy watch or anything like that. It's like the abstract. It's happiness. It's security. It's peace. It's stability, and you see yourself working towards those goals, and you see yourself embracing that truth within you, and then you start to see the doors open. You start to see yourself moving forward in a more profound and brilliant way, where you once thought that the brakes were put on and you can only get this far. Now, Taurus, you're looking at things and you're like, I can do that. I can get that. Oh, look at that message coming in for me, and look at that, blessing coming in, and where you would have overlooked it before, now you're seeing. And your ships are coming in and your ships are going out, and you're seeing a new horizon. You're seeing a new way forward. And this makes you very much in your heart a king of your, not a king, a knight of your stability, a defender of the kingly self that is within you to move forward. This is you slowly and steadily and practically planning out what you most desire, what you most greatly need, what you most triumphantly love. And it's guarding, embracing, and moving forward in the abundance of that truth. And as you do so, you move forward in the abundance of you. You see things more beautifully. You see things more openly. You see things more realistically. And as you do this, you're like, oh, this is what I want. And this isn't the race that is won quickly. This is the race that is slowly and steadily put down brick by brick. It's kind of like the difference between a modern road and a Roman road. The Roman roads are still used today because they were so astoundingly and painstakingly constructed, whereas our roads are not constructed the same way. That's what you're doing here. You're building a Roman road of success. And as you do this, there's nostalgia that comes in. There's a sense of the dreams that you once had. Okay, there's a sense of the place that you want to be. There's a sense of it was better when. Be very careful when that comes in. It was better when. It wasn't better, it was different. It might have been better. No, you might actually say, when I was little and I was taken care of by my family and my family loved me and everything was safe and secure, and I think back about it and it's like a warm cup of tea, just absolutely perfect. And you might be looking at your life now and looking at things and thinking, what the heck? I never, ever thought this would happen. I never thought I would be here. I never thought I would face one hardship after another, after another. I never would have wished this on my worst enemy, type of thing. So the nostalgia can come in, and it can come in really rather strong. So do be mindful. But there is also a sense here of the past coming forward and the negativity that people had spoken over you in your past, especially when you were a child or a teenager. And it's like, how do I escape that? How do I make those words that got so embedded into me not my truth? Kind of like not my monkey, not my circus. That was their pain. That was their hardship. That was their disappointment. That was their negativity in their life. And it doesn't get to be yours. So you look at things, and this is like breaking that generational curse. And I love that statement. And I also think that statement is rather, it's rather scary, and intense. Because in the Bible, they say, the sins of the father will be passed on to the son. And so that becomes a generational curse. Because you're raised with that person's deficiencies. You're raised with that person's blessings too, but their deficiencies come forward. And if their deficiencies are all-encompassing, if you're, like, let's say the father has a really bad temper, or, you know, the mother has a really bad temper, or something like that, it becomes part of the fear of your world. But it also becomes a wound that is very, very comfortable. It's like, oh, I know that. I know that I will always get yelled at, you know, so I'm going to be with a person who yells, or I'm going to have a job where my boss yells at me. And you start perpetuating this. And it's from the hurts, the pains, the disappointments when we were younger. And it's forgetting the beauty that was around you. It's needing this fine balance between longing for better days and, you know, being held back by fear and of the past, and not wanting to move forward because that fear is too much. So here it is a profound warning, because you're moving forward in prosperity, in bounty, in this greater understanding. And the High Priestess here is lifting up the veil. So you see things so much more clearly. And you could see, it's like, why was I afraid? Like, why did I stunt myself? And Divinity is saying here, what happened was meant to happen. It was meant to be that wind against the wood that strengthened you. And here, with the High Priestess, you see behind the veil of what everybody wants you to see, behind the smiles that everybody wants you to see, behind the, oh, I'm perfect, that everybody edits their pictures for and, you know, comprises their posts for. You see the truth. And during this time, because you are so sensitive and you are so connected, that can be a lot. So embrace the truth. But do tell Divinity if it is too much for you. It's like, I can't handle this right now. And you will get it lessened just a bit, because here, as you look at the stars in the sky, as you look at what you most greatly desire and what is most profoundly wished for, you start to see power within you. You also start to really embrace a forgotten voice, a forgotten sense of, I can do this and I can move forward, and there is this blessing and there's this brilliance. Because in one of the creations of the tarot deck, the High Priestess was known as the female Pope. Now, if you know that whether it's a legend or whether it is history, it can be debated. But there's a story of Pope Joan, who is said to have become the first female Pope, I don't remember, 15 something. And I believe that was the date. I could be wrong. And so here, there is that sense of what could not be, being. And so here, there is this power of what you thought was impossible, becoming possible, of embracing a strength, of embracing a power, of reclaiming a throne that was lost, reclaiming a voice that was silenced, seeing things and embracing not only the logical kind of science side of the world, but also the spiritual and the emotional side of the world, of the veil being lifted, of seeing things in the way that they are, finding answers in the smallest of things, in the rustlings of the leaves, in the playing of the singing bowl. You know, you will start to see Divinity speaking to you in ways that you hadn't imagined. And you're like, oh, that's what I was missing, wasn't it? That's what I was longing for. And it's the High Priestess. It's like the Oracle of Delphi coming and saying, I speak to you, not in a way that you readily understand, but in a way that guides your life and transforms you, because you step into the power that is you. You are the Hierophant. And the Hierophant, I mean, I didn't even remember. The Hierophant is the Pope, right? So you have the female Pope and you have the Pope. So here, you have that power. You have that power of the authority of spirituality around you. And if you follow the truth of yourself, you'll find, Taurus, that yes, you are an earth sign. And yes, you like the fine things in life, and you like the stability, and you like, you know, the grounding of it. But you are very, very, very drawn to the spiritual of it. And if you embrace that spiritual during this time, I mean, the world opens to you in a way that has been ignored before, in a way that you might find overwhelming and scary, but in a way that is so profoundly your truth that you're like, ah. And this is a soulmate connection. Whenever you have the King and the Queen from the same deck, from the same suit in a reading, it's a soulmate true love connection. Now, the High Priestess, she can be paired with the Hermit, with the Magician, and with the Hierophant. Here she is being paired with you. It's like, this is her truth. She's a malleable existence, a malleable force of power within our existence. And so here, that's what you're embracing. You're embracing this spiritual, greater understanding. You're embracing this powerful, brilliant truth and grace that becomes such a profound and an insanely important part of you. Because you hold the power over kings. You hold the power over emperors. That's what the Pope did. Back in the day, this wasn't 15. I forget the time frame of Pope Joan. If you know it, leave it in the comment box below. But here, there is this sense of the Pope, started crusades because everybody in Europe was fighting with one another. And he's like, there's going to be nothing left to rule. Go on a crusade type of thing. So here, and I know that's rather flippant to say, and it's much more serious, but he had that power. He had that power to rally people. And that's what you have. If you look at the strength and the brilliance that is you, you have that power. Embrace it. Embrace it, utilize it, move forward with it. And as you do so, you then embrace in the public arena a balance between the spiritual world and the earthly plane, between the day and the night, between the tamed and the untamed and the wild. You see these juxtapositions within your existence, within yourself, and you're like, oh, there's more here than I imagined. There's greater truth here than I ever thought I could find. And it leads you to that peace. It leads you to that greater understanding. It leads you to this sense of grounding, to this sense of truth. But you're also, in the public arena, going to be very driven by the whys and the how comes and the deeper knowledge and the questing and the searching. And it brings you to the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords for me is very much, my goodness, there we go, is very much the hero in the fairy tales type of knight. So this is a knight that, and I always think of, the Disney Sleeping Beauty. So when Prince Charming comes in and he slays the dragon and he cuts through the brambles and he ascends the tower and he wakes his princess, that's what you're doing. But in the symbology, in the symbolic sense of it all, you're slaying the dragon. You are slaying what guards and hoards away what you most value within your life. What takes away the power, the beauty, the abundance of existence. So here, you cut through those fears, those doubts, those angers. You slay that dragon that held you back. And then, with cutting through the brambles, you cut through the rose bushes that have overgrown, right? And so, roses are gorgeous, but their thorns are poisonous. If you get cut by enough thorns, you will die. So here, it's like you eliminate the poison within the beauty so that you can ascend, so you can spiritually ascend, to awaken the forgotten sacred feminine within you, the forgotten power, the forgotten truth, because this is the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. You cannot be complete without both of them. Neither one of them is wrong, and neither one of them is better than the other. And so you fight towards that truth. You can be a bit daring at times, and this is going to come in like the exact opposite way of the Knight of your heart, which is the Knight of yourself. You are crowned and you are rooted in you as you have this power coming over. The Knight of Swords is, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. The Knight of Swords, the fastest moving knight. Your heart is going to move on things very slowly. Your mind and your public arena self and the way that you make decisions and the way that you move forward is going to come at things really quickly. Okay, so do be prepared for that, and it's going to throw things a bit off balance at times. It then leads you to the Eight of Cups. As you ascend, okay, as you are the Knight of your truth, as you, slay the dragons, as you rise, you are walking away from what you once thought you would love. You are saying, I can't, I won't, and I'm not. And so you leave behind what is no longer true for you. It's like, okay, it served you. It did. But now it doesn't serve you anymore. It's time to move forward. It's kind of like, have you ever gone into your closet and put on your favorite pair of sneakers? This happened to me relatively recently. And you go to slip them on and they hurt. And you're like, oh, well, I haven't worn these in a little while. They'll stretch. You go on a walk and your feet start to hurt you. And it's like, oh my goodness, your shoes don't fit you anymore. They were once so comfortable and now they're not. And that's what the energy around the Eight of Cups is. It's like it was once so comfortable. It once was perfect, and now it's not. And it's not your fault. It's just how things go. It's how we grow. And so here, you're like, oh, okay. I need to move forward. And once you start moving forward, you turn inward. The flame right here, I always see this. I've been seeing this right now. Now it could be, you could say that it's like, a little octopus. But I see this as the evil eye. And so here it's warding off the evil. It's warding off the negative and the hurtful and the, undesirable elements of life as you turn inward and as you let your light guide you and as you let your passion move you forward. This isn't going to be a time where you want to be in the middle of everything with everyone. This is going to be a much more sacred, much more private, much more quiet time. And you might, be in the middle of things with everyone, but you will find that during this time, you deeply need that time to step back. Do be mindful of things were better when, that mentality coming up, because it's misremembering. Life had its ups and its downs, and things are different. And yes, you know what? Sometimes things are better when life isn't as hard, especially if you've gone through a divorce, especially if you've, hardships, pains, disappointments, everything like that. You could sit there and say, yeah, life was better when. But there's a power to you now that you didn't have before. And that power is going to serve you astoundingly well. Let's go deeper. Taurus. December 16th to the 31st, 2020 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 Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Ooh. Well, that's too many. Most definitely. There we go. And we'll have that be, yeah, that's your bottom card. Okay. And let's look at here, the people who you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Taurus needs to be mindful of? December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Taurus. Who are the people that Taurus needs to be mindful of? December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. So we start here with the Aquarius energy. This is a time frame, January 20th to February 18th. This is a person right now who's going to be really, really, really emotional about things. And they pour these waters onto the land, like they pour them into, they affect you on the earthly plane, but also on the spiritual plane. So this is going to be a person you need to be very mindful of, kind of sharing energy with during this time, because they can be rather draining for you. Then we have the Hermit, which the Hermit is a powerful part of you during this time, but there are going to be people around you, Virgo energy, August 23rd to September 22nd, who are going to be secretive, who are going to be too into themselves. This could also be a person that you find great inspiration from, but they're hermiting. They could be, not posting things. They could be, not, writing, not, making movies, not doing whatever it is that you really derive inspiration from them doing. That's because they're going into a hermit time. This person is going to be turning inward. It's not going to be about you at all. It's really going to be about them. And they're going to be trying to find their light. They might actually come to you for guidance, which is going to be kind of a bit of a role reversal if you know this person. And then we have here you, Taurus. Okay, so this could be another Taurian energy, a person who you butt heads with, a person who sits there and thinks things need to be done this way. But this is also saying that you can kind of trip over your own feet during this time. If you are too rigid, if you don't embrace your heart, if you don't nourish your soul properly, if you don't take care of yourself, you will find that a lot of the blessings that come your way kind of slip through your fingers. It doesn't mean that they won't come back at all, but it means that they won't be gotten right now because you might not be ready for them. So be very much a person who embraces the moment, who embraces the happiness, who embraces the beauty of your world. And let that guide you, let that shine with you, let that move you forward. We have the Nine of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, which is you. You're represented by the Pentacles in the Minor Arcana. The Hierophant, so you yourself in the Minor Arcana crown you in your heart now, and you root yourself in the Major Arcana, okay, within your heart. Now, the essence of yourself, the Major Arcana of you, crowns you. The Three of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. Again, you have the Six of Cups here, so it's very prevalent. The Two of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay. So you are embracing love and joy and prosperity and bounty and success. The Death card and the Ten of Pentacles are showing that there's a transformation to a prosperity that lasts for generations within you. Once you step into it, it really does strengthen and become you. The Nine of Cups is saying that other people will see this a lot more easily than you will see it yourself. The Nine of Cups is also saying that there are blessings, and in your inner self, there's a wish that is going to be granted, because the Nine of Cups is also the wish card, and here, so is, of course, the Star. So there is something powerful that's coming forward for you. You're not going to see it as readily as maybe you think you should, or think it is as much of a gift as it is. It really is quite profound. It has to also do here with one of the reasons why you're not going to see it is because there are the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments that have shaped too much and that have been too intense and that have broken your heart. And you're thinking, how can I move forward? How can I get to where it is that I'm supposed to be? It's kind of like Peter Pan says, all you need to fly is, what is it? Faith, trust, and a little bit of pixie dust. And that's where you're headed. The place you need to be is that magic combination of belief in yourself, of, dedication to your dreams, and of the magic that is divinity around you. And you start to see the way that you defined yourself through pains, through disappointments, through hardships, through, disabilities. It starts to fall away. It's like that doesn't get to be my defining factor anymore. My strength, my prosperity, my abundance, my bounty, that gets to be what leads me. And as you look at the new horizons, you do so as a queen. You do so as a ruler of yourself, as a person who embraces the prosperity, who sees the interconnectedness of things, and who moves forward in that powerful truth. It brings you to the Hierophant. It brings you to the essence of yourself as you slice through doubts and fears, as you stand as a guard of your personal and powerful self, and as you release the past and embrace the present. And this is a sense of saying, this is the essence of me. This is the powerful purpose of me. And I will not be swayed or diminished by anyone. And it brings you then to the Three of Pentacles. It brings you to prosperity. It brings you to prosperity hard-earned and well fought for and well-deserved. Others may try to take credit for it or won't give you credit where it's due. You know what? Let them be fools if they want to. You stand in your truth. And do not let the past dictate the power of the present. Don't. Look at the gifts that you were given, even if sometimes you have to squint really hard, and see the power that has made you who it is that you are. It brings you then to love, because as you see it, the two wine glasses here, you drink deeply, and your angels drink deeply of the truth that is you, as you balance, as As you charge forward, there's a rejoicing, there's a healing, there's a sense of achieving and standing where it is that you're supposed to be. And it brings you to the Eight of Pentacles. It brings you to hard work paying off. And the repeat of the number 8 is emotionally here. You need to know that your hard work paid off, that all the sacrifices, all the everything, it wasn't for vain. It wasn't in vain because the route isn't right anymore. It's like, no, your hard work paid off. And now it's time to move forward in your power, in your prosperity, in your abundance, knowing that there is greatness around you and that you've been forged in such a profoundly astounding way. And then it brings you to the Six of Pentacles. As you turn inward, you need to balance the scales. You need to balance your world to say, this is what I desire for my life. This is how I'm moving forward. This is who I am. And this is powerful and beautiful and radiant for me. This is no longer people taking and taking and taking and you getting nothing in return. It's like, no, these are my terms. Like, this is my world. This is what I desire. And as I turn inward, I am illuminated by the fact that I am worth so much more than I ever gave myself credit for. You are a child of divinity. Stardust flows through your veins. The universe is a part of you and you are a part of it. Don't undersell yourself. Let's see what your spirit animal message is. Taurus. December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Taurus. December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Taurus. December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we start off here with the beaver spirit. Lay a solid foundation. That's going to be so important for you. The foundation that you lay for yourself. The fact that you are eating the nutrients of blessings and bounty as you ground yourself. That you've laid a solid foundation is so terribly important. And then we have here the frog spirit. Clear out the clutter. But also the frog. If you take each letter, it says fully rely on God, or however you see divinity, but that's the acronym, I believe. And so here you clear out the clutter and you fully rely on divinity and know that things happen in divine timing, which can be astoundingly annoying, but also astoundingly important. And then we have the ant spirit. It's time to co-collaborate, It's time to co-create your world and co-collaborate with spirit and your angels and, your inner power and your sacred truth. Because it's definitely, we see this here, it's definitely shining through you in a way that is breathtaking. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the deer spirit. Bring a gentle touch. This isn't a conquering time. This is a time of gentle development, truth, and power. It brings you to your subconscious chakra message, which is rebirth. This is the Earth Star chakra. You are walking into a time where you are reborn. You start off with being reborn. You end with turning into yourself. And that transforms you in a powerful and exquisite way. It brings you then to your subconscious person message, which is the moon. Pisces energy, time frame February 19th to March 20th. Do not let fear rule you. It is time to embrace your truth and your power. This is the wild side of our personalities. This is the tame side of the personality. This is our dreams. This is our strength. This is the respect that we need to have for every single aspect of who we are and what we've gone through. And this is saying fear does not define me anymore. I see my fear. I pay it respect because it is a part of me. But I move forward in my grace and in my truth. It brings you then to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Eight of Pentacles. As you are shown here, as we went deeper, your hard work pays off. And it definitely does. Your hard work pays off. Your craftsmanship is real. You're looking at things much more connectively and honestly, and not being so hard on yourself for not seeing instant return. Remember, instant returns. Remember, divinity is saying things happen in divine timing, not our timing. Move forward in the faith that you are creating. Move forward in that truth. And that it all hasn't been for nothing. Because sometimes, Taurus, you're thinking, it's all been for nothing. It just hasn't worked. And that's not true at all. Your subconscious then goes deeper. And it brings you to the Eight of Wands. And once you see that it's all been worth it, things start to change. Powerfully and purposefully and truthfully on this earthly plane. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a stepping into the power of our positive energy as we know that success is what's guiding us, that divinity is leading us towards something greater than we could have imagined as we embrace our success, individual and, beautifully defined to our souls and to ourselves. But we rise in it, and it embraces us completely, Taurus. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus.